Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm coming at you with DC Superheroes United. This is the DC version, the long-awaited one of Marvel United. And I'm going to do a preview play of one of the scenarios and then give my thoughts on the new stuff at the end of the video. And as always, no disclaimer needed for crowdfunding coverage. I just want to help you make an informed decision. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or come and say hi and join the conversation on our Discord. So by the way, a quick note that I have finally upgraded my microphone, so let me know how it sounds compared to my old one, and thanks, of course, to our amazing Patreon supporters. You're the ones who got me the money to be able to do this. But enough about that, let's get to the game. So the base set they sent me has 4 villains. We've got the Joker, Darkseid, and the Cheetah, and then I'm playing against Lex Luthor. And this is a fun scenario because at least at the beginning he is pretending to be a good guy, and he'll be actually like helping out with the villains and stuff. But very quickly, once we complete some missions, of course, he'll drop the facade and just try to hammer us. And as for my heroes, I'm playing two-handed with Batman and Superman, because you can't go wrong with that dynamic duo, right? And Lex Luthor is starting in the Hall of Doom. That's a required location, and his setup requires that he starts there. And usually, if you haven't seen Marvel United or those games before, there is a threat card on each card taken from the villain's deck. But Lex only has 5 threat cards, and he does not put one on the Hall of Doom. But it's a bad location if you end your turn there, so it's not such a great thing to not have a threat card there. All the rest of his threat cards are Legion of Doom members that are terrorizing the city, so all of them are defeated by dealing damage to them. They are henchmen. There are no threats here that you solve with the basic star action. And each of them is going to activate their ability whenever Lex does one of his BAMs on his card, which is usually going to be dealing damage to their space or adjacent spaces, and some of them also do some other nasty things. And yeah, here's Lex, so his BAM effect before we have solved one mission. I think this might be a new effect. I haven't played Season 3 or most of Season 2 of Marvel United, so if I'm saying things are new and they aren't, forgive me. So this little siren symbol here means that once one mission is completed and we are now under pressure, not only is the villain going to do a card after every 2 hero cards like they normally do in Marvel United, but additionally anything that has this symbol is going to happen instead of whatever's above. So normally he would actually be rescuing civilians, defeating people, dealing damage to henchmen, but instead he'll be adding people. So basically once one of the missions is completed, he drops the facade of being a good guy. Now, additionally, big thing is this, villainous plot. The heroes lose if any mission is completed during the villain turn. So if we get like 8 thugs defeated and then Lex defeats the 9th one, or 3 threats cleared and he clears the 4th one, we lose immediately. So we do have to keep kind of an eye out on that, especially because a few of his cards have him clear like an entire location of civilians or an entire location of thugs, which could very quickly lead to an instant loss. And here's the starting cards I drew for Superman and Batman. I am playing on the moderate difficulty mode where you remove 1 basic wild card from each deck. And then additionally, a lot of the characters in this set care about equipment, which is an optional thing you can include, but you have to remove the double wild to do so. So Superman, I chose not to do that because, you know, he's not so much about the items. But Batman, he has 6 different equipment items to choose from, and I gave up the wild to be able to pick 3 of them. And equipment cards, I believe, were introduced in Season 3, but if you haven't seen them before, they give you a use. In the case of Armored Gauntlets, I can use it on a villain turn to ignore 1 damage being dealt to Batman or somebody in his space, and they get turned face down, and then there are ways to flip them back up. I think for all of the ones I chose, you have to discard an action token to turn it back up, one of the actions that can be used for a generic move or wild or punch or whatever. But additionally, because I'm Batman, I have Bat Gadgets. This is a starting card. So see, it says starting hand. This has to be one of my starting cards. And I can either gain 1 wild token, or I can recharge up to 2 of my equipment cards. So after I've used like the battering ram and the cape wings, I could get them back for free-ish instead of getting a wild token with that card. Superman also has some excellent starting cards. I think this iconography is new, although they've had abilities like this since the X-Men Marvel United set. This means that as long as it's in the little line of cards, and by the way, if you've never played Marvel United before and you're like, Mike, what the heck are you talking about? I'll get to like the more basics of the game in a second. But yeah, as long as this is visible in the line of cards, then these powers will be active. This one is crazy. Invulnerability. You may ignore 1 damage each villain turn, and if you do, you get an immediate punch in your location. Heck yeah. That's going to be great with all of these henchmen trying to attack us. And then flight, Superman can treat any of the heroic action or attack icons on hero cards as movement icons. So just a little bit of flexibility in the actions, not as awesome as invulnerability. So those are kind of the big special things about these characters. But yeah, if you haven't actually seen Marvel United before, character's going to be moving around this little circle of 6 spaces. Lex is starting in the Hall of Doom. We start opposite him. He's generally going to be rotating clockwise, and we can use movement cards to move around the circle in either direction. And we're going to be rescuing civilians, punching thugs, trying to deal with the henchmen. And as we take care of those things, and as Lex does as well, they're going to go on these mission cards. And whenever we complete the first mission, then Lex is under pressure. He's going to start playing cards more frequently. And again, all of his under pressure effects are going to activate, and he won't be a nice guy anymore. After the second mission is cleared, then he can be hurt. And that's the actual victory condition for the game. We got a deal for 2 heroes, 5 damage total to Lex to win the game. We can get a third mission completed, no requirement to do so. But if we do, we each get to draw 1 card to our hand. And the core action of the game is the timeline. So Lex will play a card face up and resolve some stuff. And then let's say Batman starts. Batman will play a card. And then Superman will play a card. And Batman will just get whatever's on his card, but then Superman will get whatever Batman's last card's bottom effect is here, so like a free attack, as well as whatever he plays, that's a wild, and then Batman will go again, and then Lex will play another card. So we're doing 1 Lex, 3 hero, 1 Lex, 3 hero, alternating between the heroes. And then once Lex is under pressure, when we've completed one of those missions, then he'll start playing a card every 2 actions. But he starts out, so let's see what he is doing. So it says he's going to move clockwise to the next location with the henchman with the least health remaining, if possible. And then, deal 2 damage to the henchman in Lex Luthor's location. And if he was under pressure, instead he would activate a BAM and everybody would attack. So that was a beautiful first card. All right, so let's see. Gorilla Grodd has 5. Joker has 4. Sinestro has only 3. Black Manta has only 3. And Cheetah has 4. So the next weakest will be Sinestro. And he just wallops that guy. It's 2 damage. Sinestro, by the way, has a power, can't be damaged by using symbols at the bottom of hero cards. So we can't, like, walk over and use a regular attack to hurt him. But heck, Batman could just batarang his face right now. If he wants to, maybe he will. And that is it for Lex's activation. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, and if you haven't seen Marvel United before, as you defeat threat cards, not only are you getting closer to completing that mission, but you also get generally beneficial effects on locations that will activate if you end your turn there. Like, let's see, if we defeat Sinestro, you may discard 1 card to the bottom of your deck to remove 1 crisis token from anywhere, or to get a free heroic action or attack. Heroic actions will rescue the blue people, and attacks will hit the thugs or hit these henchmen. Actually, for hitting henchmen, it's pretty good. Although, discarding 1 card to the bottom of your deck, that's basically taking damage. Because how damage works in the game is you have your 3 cards. Whenever you take damage, you put 1 card of your choice on the bottom of your deck until you're slowly running out of cards. Now, you do draw a card at the start of each of your turns, so you're not like totally out of cards. But if you ever have to discard the last card in your hand, you're knocked out. They get to resolve a knockout ability. For Lex, it's just a BAM effect for him and all the henchmen. And then at the start of your next turn, you draw back up to a 3-card hand. So it's not like the end of the world, but it's not great. All right, so I said I was going to have Batman go first. I don't want to do Bat Gadgets, clearly, because I want to wait until I have 2 equipment cards to get back. So let's just do a basic punch. It's not a very exciting first turn, is it? Now let's see. What's Black Manta doing? So his BAM is deal 1 damage to 1 hero in each adjacent location. Okay, so actually, as long as we're here, we're safe. Oh, but he can't be damaged by heroes in his location. That's super annoying. So I can't punch him with Batman's 1 punch. I could punch a henchman here. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that, because Lex will often, and other effects will add more people, either thugs or civilians, to these locations. And if they can't fit, you trigger what's called an overflow effect. For Lex, he's going to lose cards from his deck, which means you get closer to the end of the game, because if his deck runs out, then you lose. All right, so the 1 defeated thug is there, 1 out of 9 to get that mission. And let's see, do I want to Batarang Sinestro? How bad is it if we leave him alone? When he bams, add 1 thug to each location adjacent. That's pretty annoying. And then deal 1 damage to a hero in Sinestro's location. Yeah, you know, let's get rid of him. So use on your turn, attack an adjacent location, then turn this face down. So, boom, get the heck out of here, Sinestro. Oh, by the way, you know what? I'm dumb. I forgot I could have drawn a card, which would have been Indomitable Will, which is, so this is an ability that just hangs out until you want to flip it. In this case, if you're about to be KO'd during a villain turn, flip this card to avoid discarding your last card. You're not KO'd, and draw a card instead. You know what? Let's say, since they're both an attack, that I actually played that one instead. Ha ha ha. And you're technically supposed to like keep this as a line, but very few things check how many of like each card have been dealt. So I always just kind of put them over each other to save space until it actually matters, like a card like this where you need to know what its ability is. All right, so good job, Batman. Superman's got a double attack. Now, we don't need that yet. Let's definitely get invulnerability going, right? In case we get attacked. So that's going to be an attack and a wild for Soups. And from now on, he can ignore 1 damage each villain turn, and he gets a free attack if he does. All right, now we can't hurt Black Manta if we're in his location. Cheetah can't be damaged unless heroes first forfeit 1 movement in this location. So Superman can't move and get in there. Joker will make each hero in this and both adjacent locations turn face down their earliest or latest face-up card. Ooh, that would get rid of Superman's invulnerability. So I don't really want to be next to him if I can help it. And Gorilla Grodd just does 2 damage in his location, and to leave, you got to spend 2 movement instead of 1. That's a bit annoying. Oh, and Joker also can't be damaged if there are any thugs in his location, which right now there are not. So Gorilla Grodd and Joker are easiest to attack, but yeah, we don't have a ton of movement for that yet. So for now, let's keep things super simple with the wild and the attack, and just have Superman punch a thug, save a civilian. And that'll be it for now. All right, and Batman is going to do another action, then Lex will go again. What have we got? Tactical analysis. Okay, during any of your turns, flip this card to flip any master plan card in the storyline. I'm not sure if this matters for Lex. So some of the villains in this set start out with or can play cards that have like ongoing bonuses, like Joker does that. So this would let Batman flip it down so that they would no longer be getting the bonus, which is pretty nice. So I don't want to use Bat Gadgets, although I guess I could use Cape Wings and then flip that and Batarang back over, which might be a nice, like, aggressive early move. Like, for example, that would let me maybe rush to the Joker and start punching him. Although, again, then Joker, if we're on his space, is going to do his annoying thing. Although, you know, Lex is less likely to do a BAM and activate Joker while he's being nice. So let's be aggressive. Let's be super aggressive with Batman. I'm going to play Bat Gadgets. So that'll give Batman double wilds, and then he can gain a wild token or recharge up to 2 of his equipment. So first I'm going to use Cape Wings to move once. Batman's like, get out of Smallville, Joker. Okay, now I'm going to use the special power of Bat Gadgets to get both Batarang and Cape Wings back. And gosh, I could almost defeat Joker right now. If I Bataranged him for 1, moved into him with Cape Wings, and then wild, that would leave him with 1 life left. Is that a bit too aggressive? Do I want to say, you know what, whatever. Let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Bats, what are you doing here? Killing you. So 1 of those was from the Batarang, 2 from the wild. Yeah, he's got 1 defense left. And again, he can be damaged because there are currently no thugs in his space. Take that, Joker. All right, and now we are at 3 cards. So Lex is going again. Okay, good. No BAM, it looks like. Move clockwise to the next location with the most civilians, if possible, and then rescue all civilians in Lex Luthor's location, posing as a hero. That's fine. We are not close to that mission finishing yet. Oh, yeah, with no BAMs is kind of weird. Okay, so the most is Atlantis. Thanks, Lex. And no negatives from Joker or Black Manus or anything. It's excellent. Just to show our progress for a second, we defeated Sinestro, and then we're close to 1/3 of the way for both of the other ones. All right, we're back to Soups. And, okay, he's got his double wild. Or should I do flight just to get the ongoing bonus going? It would give me a move, and I don't think Superman wants to be where he is. Batman can finish off Joker, so I don't have to go that way. So that would give me a wild and a move, and then I can treat attack or heroic actions as moves as well. Okay. Although Batman probably doesn't really need a move. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to give him. So let's not play flight yet. Let's play like a basic wild to help Batman out. So that's going to give Soups sorry. Got to consolidate a bit. That's going to give Soups a wild. There we go. I guess we can just cover Lex's card, right? And like the old ones. Okay, so that's going to give Soups a double wild, 1/1. All right, what does he want to do? He can't fight black mana. Fighting Cheetah would be pretty expensive. He could fight Gorilla Grodd, and he's got a little bit of time before Grodd like comes after him, and Batman's probably going to give him a free attack to use. So yeah, maybe we go hard on getting threats cleared right now and getting bonuses from locations. And Cheetah only attacks her location, and Black Manta only attacks adjacent locations. So if we're on Grodd and the Joker, we're pretty safe. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to use both of my wilds just to move. I guess that's good. And now it'd be more expensive for me to move out because Grodd is just hugging me, but we're not going to worry about that. All right, then Bats is going to finally finish off the Joker. We are... oh, that's right. I got to draw a card first. Wayne Enterprises Resources. Give 1 wild token from the pool to any hero, but I need a punch. Do I want a move? No, I don't need that yet. Let's just do a basic punch because Superman's going to be attacking Grodd as well. So that's a punch and a wild. So the punch... And what is this? If you have 1 or 2 cards in hand, you may draw 1 card. Oh, so it's a healing location, which is totally useless right now. Now, I guess I could do like a little alternating thing. Go to Hall of Justice, discard a card at the bottom of my deck, basically take a damage to do a free attack. And actually, that attack would let me hurt Black Manta. And then I could run back to Smallville to heal. And Batman's got his little cancel damage when he's about to be knocked out thing. Superman's got his invulnerability. So that's not a terrible idea, right? Or with my wild, I could save the civilian in Smallville. Now, if I go here, Black Manta will shoot at me. Because Superman's going to take a turn, and then Lex will go. But yeah, I still kind of like this. So I'm going to go down here for my wild. Then I got to hurt myself. I guess the basic attacking one is kind of the weakest, right? So that goes to the bottom of your deck. And then I get a free attack or heroic action. We're going to start knocking Black Mana down. So 2 more of those, or if I'd kept my Batarang, that would work great. We'll take care of him. All right, Soups, what you got? So, move and fight. So Batman's giving me 1 attack. Well, Gorilla Grodd's got 5 life, so I don't think I'm going to be able to defeat him completely. Although if he attacks me from a BAM on Lex's turn, I'll get to hit him back for free with invulnerability, which is nice. So yeah, if I can do like 3 damage, that's probably enough. So should I go for the double? Should I go for the double wild? Because Batman is not attacking anybody. Yeah, so let's go for the double wild, so it's more useful to Batman on his turn. So that's going to be 2 wilds and a punch. And we're doing all of them. Just taking down Grodd. And all right, now we get another Lex card. I can't imagine he's going to be as nice as he's been. There's a BAM. Oh, he's not moving at all. Interesting. Okay, so he'll do a BAM, and then we'll get to the greater scheme thing in a second. All right, so first he, I believe, resolves his own BAM, and then we go clockwise from his location for everybody else. So it says, in his location, he rescues 1 civilian, nope, defeats 1 thug, and deals 1 damage to the henchman there. So Cheetah's down to 3. Then he adds 1 civilian to each location with 1 hero, and yeah, it would be 2 thugs to each location with 2 heroes. So here we're just getting some civilians. And now the other BAMs. Cheetah attacks her location, nope. Grodd punches the heck out of Superman. Now it's 2 damage, and vulnerability is blocking 1. Then Superman has to get rid of another one. Flight's fine. I don't really feel like that's the most important thing in this scenario, so I'll put that on the bottom of his deck. Superman gets to retaliate. Boom, so Grodd is almost out. That's, again, because of his invulnerability power. Oh, and whoops. Black Manta is dealing 1 damage to Batman. I don't think that Lex has cards that I'm going to care about, so I'll take that one. Oh, no, I do have to be KO'd during a villain turn, so if Batman uses the Hall of Justice ability to hurt himself, he would not get to use Indomitable Will. That's important to note. Ooh, but wait a second. Hold on. I forgot. Use on a villain turn to ignore 1 damage dealt to any hero. See, I'm actually going to keep Tactical Analysis and do that, because that way I can use Hall of Justice and maybe something else to try to finish off Black Manta. Okay, and I haven't actually looked at this yet. Greater scheme. Each hero must discard their hand. Oh, and draw the same number of cards. And then if they have any action tokens, they have to discard 1, which is good that we don't. Oh, so, okay. Oh, and these are discarded, which means not put on the bottom of the deck. So I'm actually, running out of more time for stuff. That's not great, because, yeah, once you, completely run out of cards, that's one way to lose the game. Okay, what's this? Oh, I had this one last game we played. Master Martial Artist. This turn, you may treat a punch on the previous hero card as a double punch. So dang it, I wish I hadn't had to discard that card, because that would have been 4 punches for Batman if he used it. All right, so now we're coming back to a Batman turn. I kind of maybe find a way to defeat Manta and Gorilla Grodd pretty soon, but I don't know if I want to, because that would make Lex start being actually not helpful. And I would, I need to get more thugs and civilians first, right? All right, so what's Batman got? 2 wilds from Superman. And yeah, I guess I don't want to, let me draw again. I don't want to use Master Martial Artist. He's not really punching anybody. Let's get that. So he's got 2 wilds, a move, and a heroic action. Yeah, let's really go for the civilian goal. So 2 wilds, a move to where Bat can heal, and then a heroic action. That gets us to 3 rescued civilians. So pretty close to that mission being completed, but currently no location has 3 civilians by itself. So even if Lex has another one of those rescue civilian things, he won't immediately end the mission and lose us the game. And then because Batman's on Smallville, he draws a card, although now his deck is nearly empty. So geez, we gotta get this going quickly. That card discarding our cards was horrific. Would have been better if we were hurt. Yeah, I should have looked at that before I used Batman's armored gauntlets. Oh well. Okay, now to Superman. Ooh, he's got a punch, which would let Master Martial Artist work. That would also let him finish off Gorilla Grodd and get the 2 civilians on his place rescued. That sounds maybe good. Although, geez, and the only civilian left is all the way down with Black Manta? What the heck? What's the location do if we defeat Gorilla Grodd? If there are no people in this location, you may gain a heroic action or attack token for free. That's great. So I don't really want Superman to move. All right, well, I guess... what's this? Heat Vision. During any of your turns, flip this card to do 2 damage, split as you like in yours and adjacent locations. That would let us finish off Black Manta. But then I wouldn't get the punch to finish off Gorilla Grodd right now. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this one. That'll give me 2 heroic actions, 1 attack, 1 move. So 2 heroic actions, 1 attack, and not moving. Because when I get this for free, let's get the attack token to maybe take Lex down later with. All right, and now what's Batman going to do? He's got a heroic action and an attack. So he needs some movement, which probably means this one's going to be the best he can do. Maybe. Oh, let me draw a card first. That's his last card, by the way. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Yeah, okay, let's do that for movement, punchy, heroic action. Oh, except crud, I don't have... I can go here, movement, punchy, which isn't really actually helping us get any closer to winning. And then Lex is about to go... I don't have anything to do with the other punch or the heroic action, which is not great. But yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and just make him bad. And I will use this power, discard 1 card to the bottom of your deck. Okay. Oh, you know what that does? I feel like this has to mean discard to the bottom of your deck. Because otherwise it's just too devastating, right? Like the game is so much... Yeah, I'm going to assume that I'm misinterpreting that. I'm going to put the card that I discarded on the bottom of their deck. I think that's what's intended. If I'm totally wrong, hey, feel free to comment here. Okay, I'm going to have Batman put this one on the bottom of the deck, so he's back to 2 health to rescue the last civilian, which means bloop, and Lex is pissed off, so now he ain't helping anybody. But all we got to do is smack Black Manta or Cheetah, and we'll be ready to actually hurt him and win the game. At least that is the plan. Let's see what he's doing. Okay, so he's not moving at all. He's doing his new BAM. And then, he's got his war suit. Lex ignores 1 damage during each hero's turn. No! What happened to, where was it? The thing that did the thing. Oh, it's tactical analysis. I'm about to draw it. Okay, that's cool. Because I don't want to deal with that. But yeah, instead of beating up Cheetah and all that nice stuff, he's going to add a thug and a civilian to his location. That's not too bad. But then Cheetah attacks and her... Oh, crud. Black Manta shoots Batman. Movement and attack. Yeah, I guess... Superman might draw an attack card, so let's go ahead and ditch that one. Now, I am able to use Indomitable Will if I get finished off, so that's okay. All right, so that was Lex, and Batman went, so Superman. Super Breath. You may rescue all civilians in your location and or move any number of thugs in your location to an adjacent location. None of that is really that helpful right now. Kryptonian Physiology. Gain 2 wild tokens and a move. Although I've already got a move and an attack from Batman. He could go kind of crazy on Cheetah and make Lex vulnerable for the future. That's maybe the best idea. So sure, let's go with... Oh, I could do Heat Vision. By the way, if you put one of these flip cards and you flip it right away, then it no longer has an icon. So Batman wouldn't get this heroic action. I feel like Batman needs the movement more. So I'm going to do Kryptonian Physiology. So that's going to get me 2 moves and 1 attack, which will let me get past Cheetah's defenses. And Superman's got all of that. So yeah, here we go. We will go here for the 1 move, cancel Cheetah's defenses for the other move, and then 1 attack and a wild and another attack tokens will finish her off, which means we finished off enough threats and Lex is vulnerable. Now, I do have 1 more wild, but I can't get past, that's the only attack I could do. I can't get past Lex's war suit. We're going to try to get Batman to take care of that. If this location has any empty slots, you may fill with a crisis token, so kind of like permanently taking it away to gain 1 wild. Yeah, we'll definitely do that at the end of the turn. So now Superman's got 2 punchies ready to go. All right, and then Batman, there it is. That's the one we wanted, right? So I should play it now, I guess. And I could use it right away, but then Superman wouldn't get the wild. But that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So I'm getting a wild and a move, which I guess this means Batman's going to go here and maybe get shot by Black Manta again. That would just let him use Indomitable Will, so I don't care. And he is going to go ahead and flip Tactical Analysis to get Lex's war suit out of here, which means, sadly, Superman will get nothing special on his turn. But he's Superman. He doesn't need anything special. Let's go ahead and do another crisis thing and give Batman a wild. And hopefully Lex won't go crazy and get rid of them all. Because, yeah, now that we've each done a turn, Lex goes again. He's accelerated. Okay, he's moving 3. Great. That's literally as far away as possible. And then he's bamming. Accelerate the next villain turn by 1. Crud, what does accelerate mean? I think it means that we only get to do 1 card before he goes again. Okay, so he's going 1, 2, 3. He's adding 1 of each token. And he's making Black Manta shoot us. Superman says no, gets a free attack, and takes that guy out with his invulnerability. And Batman is about to be KO'd, says no, and draws a card instead. So he's actually stronger than he was before. Ha ha ha. All right, so yeah, I think, if I remember Accelerate correctly, Superman's going to take a single turn, and then Lex will go again. Jeez Louise. Well, we got to get some movement going to catch up to Lex, although he might just come right back to us. It's hard to say. Where's the one that lets Batman look? I don't know. Okay, well, I got to draw a card. God, that's worthless in the current situation. Okay, let's do no, I don't want to do heat vision. I mean, it would be good to set it up to do damage because Lex again might just walk right back to us. But giving Batman movement gives him a better chance of getting to Lex on his turn. You know what? Let's set up heat vision and a useless star for Batman. I don't know if that's the right call. Whatever, we're doing it. Okay, and Lex immediately goes, yes, she came back to us. You came back, Lex. You know what? This is lucky. I forgot that Superman could have ended his turn and put a crisis thing to get a wild token here, but now Lex is coming here and putting down 1 of each person, so it would have been bad if I had done that. Okay, so Lex is here, and he doesn't hurt us. He just adds a person, a thug, and a civilian, so that works out great. But then Black Manta shoots us again. Dang it. Ooh, Superman's invulnerability gives him a free attack. That's 1 out of 5. Batman suddenly is not looking as great. Do I want Master Martial Artist? I'm literally going to waste the doubling effect of it. Whereas this one would let me get a wild, which seems maybe more useful. I don't know. Oh, and he's going to accelerate again. Crud. Okay, so I'll take... I'm getting hurt by Black Manta. Okay, we'll put that one down. Okay, now it's Batman's turn with no... Oh, no, he does get help from Superman. It just doesn't matter, really. Wait a second. Hold on. There was 1 civilian on here. I should have rescued them. Okay, that would have made better sense for Superman's turn. Okay, now I can... Okay, forget that. I'm going to do this one, Wayne Enterprises Resources. So I've got 2 stars, and I can move, and I can give a wild to any hero. I guess I could get it to unflip some of my equipment. Nah, whatever. I'll just give 2 to the extra token to Batman. I'll hit Lex twice, so he's got 2 life left. Superman just has to get the guy. And then I've got 2 stars and a movement. You know, let's not get killed by Black Manta. So I'll rescue that civilian with 1 star, and then for the movement, I'll be here, and I can get a free fighting token. Which, if Lex goes far away, I could untap my Batarang with this and then throw it at him. Okay, now stupid Lex is going again. Supreme Schemer. He's moving 4, then bamming. And then until the next villain turn, heroes can use either the symbols at the bottom or the special effects of the card they play on their turn. Now, that might not be too bad. All right, he's moving 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's bamming, but really we've cleared things out pretty dang well. Black Manta shoots Superman, which just gives him a free attack on this guy. And okay, we just got to remember the Supreme Schemer thing. But now we finally get 2 turns in a row. Okay, and I think Superman just wants to move, right? I think I win if he does, because... Oh, let me draw another card. There's Flight. That's way better. So let's get Flight going. So I'm not using this right now, but it doesn't matter. I've got... Oh, it would have mattered, but no, it's fine. So I've got 2 moves and 2 wilds. I think that's all she wrote, people. Lex is destroyed. That was the end of Lex Luthor's schemes. Black Manta lives another day. I guess we send the rest of them to the Phantom Zone. I don't know. And there we go. That was a little taste of the DC version of the Heroes system. So what am I thinking? First of all, miniatures continue to be friggin' awesome. I know a lot of people on our Discord talk about just buying these sets for the miniatures, and I can't blame them. They look friggin' cool. Like you got like the little Fortress of Solitude like crystals for Superman. Batman's on a gargoyle, because where else would he be? I've played the Arkham games. Just a lot of fun. The villains are really cool too. Cheetah's a pretty straightforward one. All of her threats generally mostly require heroic actions and movement to get rid of. And then she just kind of moves around and does a ton of damage, so she's really straightforward to play. Darkseid and Joker are quite a bit trickier with their stuff, and Joker's got Harley Quinn backing him up, and as you saw, the Lex mission is pretty unique. So yeah, I like the 4 villains that they sent in this prototype. I think they're all fun and varied, and that's, I think, always been a strength of the system, how different the villains are. And I like the heroes too. You know, one of my complaints with the original Season 1 of Marvel United was that the heroes didn't feel as unique, and then they added in things like the ongoing bonuses and stuff when I think that was with Season 2 in the X-Men, right? So I definitely like that a lot more. But yeah, Superman having like flight and invulnerability and heat vision is great. The new equipment mechanic, I know it's not new to this set, but pretty new because I think it first was revealed in Season 3. I think that's fun. It makes people like Aquaman and Wonder Woman feel more unique if you use their equipment, without really being, I think, too unbalanced, because remember, Batman would have had a double wild card, an extra card in his deck, instead of this. Of course, if you're playing on the hardest difficulty where you don't include the double wild, I'm not quite sure how that all like gels together, but still, it's pretty neat. Wonder Woman's got her 3 unique cards, her lasso, her bracers, and her invisible jet, and then she has cards that can flip them over if you're using them, which is pretty cool. Cyborg has some nice free like attacks and other actions and boob tubes to give him and other people teleportation. Excellent. Aquaman has free healing, and this is a pretty cool one, he can choose a location and use his actions there for the turn, so he doesn't have to move as much. Or in the scenario I just played, he can whoop the crap out of Black Manta without needing to worry about him. And then Flash is cool. He's got these 3 Speed Force conduit cards that boost each other and then also boost his Speed Force aura card when he plays that. And his one equipment, he only gets 1 equipment, and same for Aquaman. He has a trident. That's really cool. His 1 equipment lets him consistently draw these from his deck on purpose. So he can like make sure he gets a ton of his Speed Force conduits and gets his combo going. So yeah, some pretty awesome stuff in the 6 heroes I've seen. You know, they're not the most complicated I've seen in the United system, but they shouldn't be, because this is a starter set theoretically, and people don't want to be totally overwhelmed. But yeah, I like the system. It's more tactical than you think, but also if you play on an easy enough difficulty, you can play with kids. Like I just played with my 11-year-old today to show him how it all works. I think it's a solid game, and this is a great entry in it. So check out the crowdfunding page when it's up. I think it'll be in July, I believe. And I'd like to say a big thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, Minkus, J. William F., Steve Wren, and Pedro Lucas. Thanks, and good gaming, everyone. I'll see you at the next stop.